Exploring butt play on your own or with a partner can be a wonderful source of joy, fun, and most of all, pleasure. It is something that I regularly get questions about, and many people seem to be curious about exploring this hidden gateway to ecstasy. So, what are the best tips and practices, and what should you know about before you begin? Let's have a chat about that today. My name is Helena Nista and I make videos that help you have the best sex of your life. And today we're chatting about butt play for beginners. People who talk about discomfort, feeling discomfort around playing with their butts or their partner's butts, pretty often quote as one of the reasons for that the potential lack of hygiene when it comes to our assholes. And fortunately, there's a really good remedy for that, and that is to give things a really good clean before you get to the play part. It is perfectly sufficient to take a shower or even to use the wet wipes, hygienic wipes to clean the area really well. If you're comfortable to do that, you can even reach with a finger inside of your own anus and have a bit of a clean in there with a finger, but please don't overdo it. There is an actual risk of overdoing it, particularly if you opt for douching, so squirting water inside of your anal canal. This can be done from time to time. I'd say no more often than maybe once a month, because there is actual real environment there that you're disrupting. There's good bacteria in there that should be there, and if you're going to be regularly disrupting that environment, that can actually potentially affect your health and your digestive system in a negative way. And also, if you are going to implement butt play into your bedroom routine on somewhat regular basis, basically just having a high fiber diet is going to be a really good idea, because this way you will be eliminating regularly, and that is going to really help in keeping this area nice and clean. I also typically advise my clients to start exploring solo before you let somebody else touch your anus or even get inside of your bumhole. This is obviously not a hard rule. If you prefer somebody else to do the exploring, and if they are going to be gentle enough for your needs, and if you trust them that they will not go further in terms of intensity, depth, etc., than what you're comfortable with, then that can be absolutely fine as well. But in a typical situation for most people, I would say explore on your own first. Learn what it feels like to have your anus touched externally, internally, what kind of pressure you like, what kind of lube works for you, what kind of intensity, what kind of depth, so that then you can guide your partner better. And this way you're going to really reduce a risk of any sort of discomfort or any kind of unpleasant experience. And also, whether you've played solo first or whether you're starting off your butt play with a partner, definitely have a chat and have a good communication first about needs, wants, preferences, desires when it comes to this sort of exploration. What does it mean in terms of who's going to be penetrated, who's going to be doing the penetrating, what both partners desire here, what both partners are comfortable with, and particularly remembering that the person who is going to be penetrated, they are going to be in a very vulnerable position when it comes to fingers or toys or penises or anything else entering their bumhole. So it is extremely important to recognize that the person on the receiving end of the anal touch should not be experiencing anything that is unwanted, any pain, any discomfort. And it typically is a really good idea to have a safe word, meaning a word that when spoken is going to let everybody know that it is time to stop whatever is happening, in order to discuss, reassess, and only then go from there. Typically, and absolutely non-negotiable when it comes to penetrating somebody anally or even stimulating the anus just externally is lube. Using good quality lube that works particularly for the person who is about to be penetrated. And there are a few things here to keep in mind. First of all, a lot of people prefer silicone-based lube for anal play because it is just a lot more slippery than other types of lube and it lasts a lot longer. However, you cannot use silicone lube if you're using a silicone toy. Silicone lubes do not work with silicone toys and basically destroy them over time. So if you really want to use your favorite silicone lube with your silicone toy, you will have to put a condom on top of the toy to protect it from the lube, or basically opt for a different kind of lube like water-based lube or oil-based lube. Speaking of toys, sex toys and anal toys, I definitely recommend that you find a good quality toy that can assist you in this exploration. I am myself a huge fan of sex toys, personally in my own life, but also whenever I talk to my clients. Toys just have so much to offer us when it comes to different kinds of sensations and pleasure and intensity of our orgasms, etc. Many of my clients tell me that they definitely feel like their orgasms are stronger and more intensified when there is a butt plug or any kind of other anal massage or anal toy inside of their rectum, inside of their anal canal. So if you don't possess a good anal toy yet, I recommend that you have a look around and find something most suitable for yourself and your preferences. And I am about to give you my recommendation, but just before I show you what I like to use and what I think you will like as well, I just also want to point out that toys can be used either solo or with a partner. Some people see sex toys as just a solo exploration kind of device, but they are so much more than that. Right, so I mentioned that I would show you my recommendation, my toy of choice when it comes to anal play and butt play, and that is this gorgeous toy called Soraya Beads from LELO. So anal beads are a particularly specific and fun kind of anal toy because of this very particular design that creates the kind of sensations that can just blow your mind from your bum all the way up through your entire body. So Soraya Beads, this beautiful, amazingly looking and designed toy is gender neutral, meaning that it's got this amazing capability of pleasuring really well both men and women, because all of us have this amazing sensitivity and the like a really big concentration of nerve endings around our anuses and inside of our anuses, which is the reason why so many people enjoy butt play so much regardless of their sexual orientation. Another thing really important about this toy is this kind of flared base. So obviously you'll be inserting the beads into your well-lubed beads into your anus, and this part is going to be outside. This is this sort of safety mechanism that will make sure that you're not gonna lose this toy inside of your rectum. This does happen more often than you would think. People lose items inside of their rectums because they play with things that do not have this kind of flared base, do not have this kind of design. So this is very important to make sure that you only use things that are approved and specifically designed for butt play. And obviously this kind of handy handle here makes it a lot easier to navigate the movements and the position of the Soraya beads. And this toy is particularly good if you are fairly new to butt play, because first of all, it starts off with a very small bead. So this first section that you can quite easily insert into your anus is going to warm up and relax and prepare your anus and the sort of deeper sections of your anal canal for the rest of the beads. So what I would recommend you to do, and what worked really well for me, is to obviously first of all really lube up Soraya beads. Make sure you use your favorite lube, non-silicone lube, and then maybe just spend a bit of time relaxing and touching and stroking your anus just externally to relax everything, to relax your entire body. And at that point you can start by introducing just that first bead into your anus. Obviously, you can go deeper if it feels right for you to do so, but if it feels like just the first bead is enough for now to start with, then you can just turn on the device and just let the vibrations and the stimulation of the beads to relax you into, and like I said, prepare your anus for more, so that then when you feel ready, you can start inserting the rest, the remaining 3 beads inside of your anal canal. Okay, let's turn this toy on because I want to show you something really, really cool and special about it. There are 3 buttons here that you can very easily use. Power button, plus and minus to increase and decrease your sensations. And if I increase them, you can, I don't know how much obviously you can hear, how much the camera is picking up in terms of the sound, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe to you what that feels like, because this is a very special kind of movement or kind of sensation of vibration coming through. This is not just a vibrating motion that is just vibrating throughout this toy. This is a very much what's called a cascading movement, because something very special and characteristic about this toy is what's called a bow motion technology. It's very innovative, it's very new, it feels absolutely amazing in your body, because the way that these beads are moving, vibrating and stimulating you, it feels like the toy is thrusting inside of you. It's sending the stimulation and sensations into your anal canal, even if you're not actually moving the toy at all. So because of that, it's like these beads are working together in harmony like an orchestra, because they're actually doing different things. They are progressively sort of moving and sending the vibrating stimulation through your anus in order to create this kind of thrusting like motion and sensation for you. Soraya Beads also has these different modes, 8 different modes to play with. So let's turn it back on again, and you can circulate through the modes by using the play or the power button. Wow, that that is like a slower, sort of deeper. So difficult for me to describe this, because these different modes feel so differently inside of your anus. It's like I didn't realize that there could be such a symphony of pleasure and joy and sensations inside of my own anus. Like, that should tell you just how amazing this toy is. This is quite a powerful one. So this feels like all of them are kind of moving in a more intense way, while sending that, that wave of stimulation and vibrations pretty quickly up and down. Here, there's like a very specific, sensation where you can just tell when the vibrations are more sort of towards the beginning of the toy versus, deeper in those larger beads. So there's this very particular movement, etc. You just really have to explore and experiment and just have fun with all of them on your own to truly and fully appreciate what this toy can do for you. And something that not many toys do when it comes to anal touch and internal anal stimulation is that Soraya Beads, this toy also really well stimulates the prostate for men and the A-spot for women. So the A-spot for women is located inside of the vagina, but because that wall between the anus and the vagina is fairly thin, the stimulation and the sensations of these beads really sort of expand and move through the body in a way that the A-spot is stimulated as well, giving you that kind of deeply and profoundly pleasurable, expansive sort of energy and experience. And obviously for the gentleman, the prostate is located actually inside of the anus, so the beads can rub against it and stimulate the prostate, plus all the other lovely pleasure zones, while being inserted. I also do want to thank LELO for making these fantastic, wonderful, safe, ecstatic toys for us, all of us to play with. LELO is not only one of my absolutely favorite sex toy producers because of their commitment to our pleasure, to our safety, but LELO is also very wonderfully a sponsor of this video, so thank you so much for your support for my channel and for the sexual education that I share with the world. And finally, if you are playing with any of the LELO toys, you should definitely get the LELO app that features an amazing feature that you should definitely play with called the Love Bridge, which is a very naughty but very discreet chat room that you can share with your lover, where you can not only communicate through the app, but you can also control each other's devices, particularly if you are away from each other, and you can then control the other partner's toy and tease them and send them into wonderful places of pleasure and orgasmic bliss, even if you're not there physically right next to them. So have a look at LELO's website. Definitely check out Soraya Beads. I have placed the link in the description bar below so you can explore and see if this toy is right for you or for your partner, or if any other of LELO's toys could be right for your bedroom play and for your next bedroom adventure. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you to LELO for supporting my channel and my work.